Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we reveal some of the most valuable coins in the world, coins that collectors and investors are willing to pay thousands or even millions for. Imagine this. You're standing in line at your local grocery store. You hand over a few quarters to pay for your morning coffee. Nothing special, right? But what if I told you one of those ordinary coins could secretly be worth nearly $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. $983,000. A single 2004 Wisconsin state quarter has sent shockwaves through the numismatic world. And today, I'm going to reveal why this small piece of metal is turning ordinary Americans into overnight millionaires, and how you might already have one sitting in your pocket, tucked away in a drawer, or hidden in a forgotten coin jar. Before you rush off to check your change, let's rewind for a moment. Because the story of this Wisconsin quarter isn't just about luck. It's about opportunity, timing, and the incredible power of knowing what others overlook. Now, most people see coins as just coins, but coin collectors, the smart ones, see them as tiny pieces of American history that hold unimaginable value. And when an error happens at the US Mint, a tiny design flaw, a small misprint, a rare variation, that's when magic happens. The year was 2004, and the US Mint released the Wisconsin State Quarter as part of the 50 State Quarters program. It was designed to celebrate Wisconsin's proud agricultural heritage: a cow, a wheel of cheese, and a single ear of corn. Simple, beautiful, symbolic. Somewhere during production, a minting error slipped through the cracks. The corn husk on the quarter, yes, the tiny leaf on the left side, appeared with an extra leaf, creating two distinct variations: the extra leaf high and the extra leaf low. Collectors went wild. What looked like a normal coin suddenly turned into a treasure hunt across America. People started raiding their coin jars, calling friends, even asking cashiers to check their change. And here's the part that changed everything. These error coins began selling for hundreds, then thousands, then hundreds of thousands of dollars. Fast forward to today, and the rarest, most pristine examples have reached a jaw-dropping market value of $983,000. Just imagine. A coin that cost 25 cents becoming worth more than a luxury home. Now, let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked at a quarter before spending it? Be honest. Most of us barely glance at it. We toss it in a jar or hand it over at the drive-thru. But now, you might start inspecting every coin under a magnifying glass like Sherlock Holmes on caffeine. Because here's the truth. This isn't just a story about a rare coin. It's a story about hidden value, and the fact that wealth often hides in plain sight. Many of us walk right past opportunity every single day, not realizing it's right there, gleaming in our hands. So, what makes this particular coin worth so much today? It's all about scarcity, condition, and demand. The extra leaf variety was a genuine mint error, not a counterfeit, not a reproduction. And with collectors competing globally for the finest examples, prices have skyrocketed to historic levels. Right now, as we speak, professional coin buyers are actively searching for this coin across the United States. Online auctions, private collections, estate sales, everyone wants it. Because in the world of collectibles, when rarity meets demand, value explodes. And here's where you come in. You might think this coin is long gone, but thousands are still unaccounted for. They're out there, hidden in circulation, tucked away in coffee tins, forgotten in dresser drawers. That means you could still find one. Now, here's something most people don't know. There's a secret detail that could instantly reveal if your Wisconsin quarter is the high-value one. But before I tell you what to look for, I want you to really think about this. How many coins have passed through your hands in your lifetime? Hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions. And what if just one of them, one single quarter, held the key to your next chapter of financial freedom? All right, here it is. Take a close look at your 2004 Wisconsin quarter. Focus on the ear of corn. If you notice an extra leaf curving either upward or downward near the bottom, congratulations, you might just be holding a six-figure treasure. Coin grading experts recommend getting it professionally appraised, preferably by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC. These certifications can multiply your coin's value dramatically. And here's where the urgency comes in. Collectors are snapping these coins up fast. As more are found and sold, the market tightens and prices rise. The window to find and sell one at peak value could close at any moment, so before you rush to dump your coin jar on the floor, maybe grab a towel. Because if you actually find one, your heart might skip a beat, and I'd rather you don't spill your coffee in excitement. The truth is, stories like this remind us that wealth isn't always built in boardrooms or stock markets. Sometimes, it's sitting quietly in the palm of your hand, waiting for you to notice it. So tonight, take a moment, check your coins, look closely, because that tiny quarter could be your ticket to freedom, to financial peace, to the life you've always imagined. And even if you don't find the $1 million one today, remember this: opportunities like this exist everywhere, in your home, in your habits, in the smallest overlooked details. You just have to be awake enough to see them. Now here's the twist: the Wisconsin quarter isn't the only coin like this. There's another US coin out there right now, even rarer, even more valuable, and almost nobody knows about it. Then make sure you subscribe, because in the next video, I'm revealing the coin that could make the Wisconsin quarter look cheap. They say lightning never strikes twice. But what if it's already struck in your pocket? Imagine holding a simple quarter, yes, just 25 cents, that could now be worth nearly $1 million. Hard to believe, right? But that's exactly what's happening with one extraordinary 1999 Pennsylvania state quarter. A rare minting error that has collectors scrambling, dealers bidding, and ordinary Americans turning into overnight millionaires. Now, before you check under your couch cushions, stay with me. Because in this video, I'm going to reveal exactly what makes this coin so valuable, how to spot one, and most importantly, how the market for rare US coins like this is exploding right now. Faster than gold, faster than real estate. And if you think this doesn't concern you, think again. This could be the wake-up call that turns your pocket change into a luxury lifestyle. But let's rewind for a moment. How did a quarter from 1999 end up being worth $954,000? The story begins with a tiny, almost invisible mistake, and ends with collectors fighting tooth and nail to get their hands on ITIN 1999. The US Mint launched its now iconic 50-state quarters program, celebrating each state with its own unique design. Pennsylvania's quarter featured the Commonwealth statue, the state outline, and the motto Virtue, Liberty, Independence. It was patriotic, symbolic, and perfectly normal, until it wasn't. Somewhere along the minting line, a small batch of these quarters came out different. A misalignment, a striking error, or what experts call a die variety, turned this everyday coin into a collector's dream. The error created a subtle but unmistakable distortion, a shift in the design or an overstrike depending on the batch. To the untrained eye, it looked like nothing, but to coin experts, it was the Mona Lisa of modern minting errors. One of these coins surfaced in a private collection, authenticated, graded, and auctioned for an unbelievable $954,000. That's not a typo. Nearly $1 million for a coin that most people would have tossed into a vending machine. And here's the twist: others like it may still be out there, in drawers, in old jars, maybe even in your home. Think about that for a second. You might be sitting on a life-changing fortune and not even know it. Doesn't that make you want to check your change right now? But don't run off just yet, because knowing what to look for could mean the difference between selling for $25 and $950,000 now. Some people will say, it's just luck. But collectors know it's knowledge, timing, and understanding the market. And right now, the market is hotter than ever. We're living in a new era of collectibles. The old dusty hobby of coin collecting? It's become a booming investment frontier. Wealthy investors are quietly snapping up rare coins like the 1999 Pennsylvania quarter, and they're not doing it for nostalgia, they're doing it for returns. Think of this coin as a ticket to a lifestyle most people only dream about, where a forgotten piece of metal transforms into financial freedom. And here's the secret: these finds aren't random miracles. They're discoveries waiting to be made by people who pay attention. People like you. The demand is climbing fast. Dealers across the US are reporting bidding wars for verified minting errors. Online auctions are exploding. Every day, more collectors are entering the market, and with every coin that's found and sold, the rarity and the value of the remaining ones increases. So, ask yourself, what if you already have one? What if that jar of change in your kitchen drawer is your golden ticket? Would you let it sit there, or would you act? Don't make the mistake of thinking these opportunities last forever. They don't. Just like real estate in booming cities or first editions of famous novels. Once the world catches on, the window closes. Fast so, before you go back to your routine, take a moment, dig out those quarters. Look for that 1999 Pennsylvania issue. Check for the subtle misstrike, the minting anomaly. Because today it might look like just another coin. But tomorrow could be your passport to a life of luxury, travel, and financial security. And hey, wouldn't that be the best twist of fate imaginable? Turning a 25-cent piece into nearly $1 million? Now that's the kind of American dream worth chasing. If the story lit a spark in you, don't let it fade. Subscribe for more insights into rare coins, secret collectibles, and hidden treasures you might already own. Every week, we uncover the stories of everyday Americans turning pocket change into pure wealth. Imagine waking up one morning, rummaging through an old coin jar, and realizing that a single coin, something you've probably held 100 times before, could be worth more than your entire car, your home, or even your retirement fund. Now picture this, the 2010 Hot Springs $quarter, a coin minted for everyday use, turning ordinary people into six-figure success stories. Sounds unbelievable? Well, brace yourself, because one rare error version of this coin recently sold for an astonishing $782,000 in the collector's market. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, who would pay that kind of money for a quarter? Let me tell you something shocking. The world of coin collecting is booming. Hidden in plain sight are pieces of American history, tiny discs of metal that are fetching life-changing sums. And the 2010 Hot Springs $quarter? It's one of the most sought-after treasures in the entire America the Beautiful series. But here's the thing, thousands of these quarters were minted, and yet only a few hold the rare, valuable error that collectors are losing their minds over. The real question is, do you have one sitting right in your change drawer right now? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to tell if your coin is worth a few cents or nearly $1 million. Let's rewind for a moment to 2010. The U.S. Mint launched the America the Beautiful Quarters series to celebrate national parks across the nation. The very first coin, the Hot Springs National Park Quarter, honoring the oldest national park in the U.S., a place known for its healing waters and timeless beauty. But during the minting process, something extraordinary happened. A small batch of these coins came out with a rare die error, a mistake in the metal press that created unique details on the surface. Some had double strikes, others showed off-center images, and a few had mysterious planchet flaws that gave them an unmistakable, one-of-a-kind appearance. Now, to the untrained eye, these might look like imperfections. But in the collector's world, imperfections mean fortune. The rarer the flaw, the higher the value, and that's exactly what propelled the Hot Springs $quarter into the spotlight. Imagine this for a second. Someone picks up what looks like an ordinary quarter at a yard sale, later finds out it's one of the ultra-rare error coins, and flips it for hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's not a dream. It's happening right now. The demand for these coins has exploded as collectors scramble to find the next big error piece before prices skyrocket further. And the craziest part? The $782,000 sale isn't even the ceiling. Experts predict the value could climb higher as fewer pristine examples remain in circulation. So while some people are letting these coins slip through their fingers at face value, others are cashing in big time. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do I know if mine's the right one? That's exactly what we'll uncover next. Here's where things get thrilling. To identify a potentially valuable 2010 Hot Springs $quarter, you need to look for a few telltale signs. Find details that separate a fortune from a fake. Check the mint mark first. Some of the most valuable ones were struck in Denver and Philadelphia. Next, examine the surface under a bright light or magnifier. If you see unusual doubling in the lettering, slight off-centering, or faint cracks near the Hot Springs building, stop everything. You could be staring at a jackpot. Collectors are willing to pay extraordinary prices for coins with visible die clashes, unique misalignments, or even the faintest minting defect. And here's the real twist: condition is king. A coin in uncirculated or proof-like state could fetch hundreds of thousands more than one that's been in a pocket for years. But there's something urgent you need to understand. The market for error coins is heating up faster than ever before. Every day, collectors are snapping up the remaining gems, driving prices higher and higher. The window of opportunity is closing. Once these coins are in private collections, they might not resurface for decades. And let's face it, wouldn't it feel incredible to know that you turned a simple quarter into the down payment on a beach house, a luxury car, or the freedom to retire early? That's the kind of transformation that keeps coin hunters awake at night. Here's a quick reality check. This isn't luck, it's awareness. The people who profit from rare coins aren't just lucky. They're informed. They pay attention to detail, they stay ahead of trends, and they take action before it's too late. So, before you toss that loose change back into your coffee jar, take a second look. Because that tiny piece of American history sitting in your hand might just be your ticket to the life you've always dreamed of. And here's a thought to leave you with. Somewhere out there, another 2010 Hot Springs quarter is waiting to be found. Maybe it's in your pocket right now. If you found this story inspiring, imagine how it'll feel when it's your story. Take a moment today to check your collection, your drawers, even your spare change. And if you want to stay ahead of the next big coin discovery, make sure you subscribe, because the next coin I'm revealing could be worth even more than $782,000. This isn't just about collecting coins, it's about collecting opportunities. Wealth leaves clues, and right now, one of them might be sitting right in your pocket. So go ahead. Turn that simple quarter into your next big win. Because in this world, fortune truly favors the curious. Have you ever glanced at the change in your pocket and thought, this is just a quarter? Well, think again. Because one ordinary-looking 2010 Mount Hood quarter dollar, the kind you might find buried in your car's cup holder, could secretly be worth a staggering $789,000. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $750,000 for a single coin that once bought you a pack of gum. Now, before you dismiss this as just another internet rumor, let me ask you this. What if that little piece of metal sitting in your drawer could change your life forever? Because right now, across the United States, collectors are in a frenzy, hunting for this rare error coin that's sending shockwaves through the numismatic market. But what exactly makes this particular quarter so valuable? What kind of error could turn a 25-cent coin into a small fortune? Stick with me until the end of this video, because I'm about to show you how to identify this legendary Mount Hood quarter, how much collectors are paying for it right now, and why its value keeps climbing. And trust me, you do not want to miss what I reveal in the last few minutes. Let's rewind to 2010. The U.S. Mint released the Mount Hood National Park quarter, part of the America the Beautiful series. Millions rolled off the presses, but a tiny handful, just a tiny handful, came out with a rare minting error so unique it sent experts scrambling. Imagine spotting a faint double strike on the mountain's ridge, or a mirrored die crack glinting under the light. These subtle imperfections transformed an ordinary quarter into a collector's dream. Now here's where it gets fascinating. In 2023, one of these Mount Hood error quarters appeared at a high-end auction, and the bidding went wild. Collectors from around the world fought tooth and nail to claim it. The hammer finally fell at an unbelievable $789,000. That's more than some luxury homes in Florida, more than most sports cars. All for a coin you could have easily overlooked in your wallet. Still think coins are just pocket change? Let me remind you, every major coin collector started with a single lucky find. One viewer recently emailed saying they checked their old jars of coins and discovered a 2010 Mount Hood with an off-center strike, valued at thousands. So, here's a question for you. When was the last time you checked your change? Now, I know what you're thinking. That's cool, but what are the odds of finding one? And you'd be right to ask. But here's the kicker. These coins are still out there. They're hiding in collections, tucked away in old rolls of quarters, and sitting in drawers of people who have no idea what they're holding. Imagine this. A few minutes from now, you're sorting through a handful of old quarters. You turn one over. Notice a strange marking near Mount Hood's snowy peak. Your heart skips. You grab a magnifier, double-check the mint mark, and suddenly it hits you. This might be it. The same type of quarter worth almost $800,000. And here's where most people go wrong. They either sell too soon or worse, give it away to a dealer who knows its true worth. But not you. You're here because you want to live smarter, wealthier, and be part of that elite group of Americans turning forgotten coins into fortunes. You see, rare coin collecting isn't just a hobby anymore. It's an investment, and the Mount Hood quarter is the crown jewel of modern U.S. coinage. Demand is rising, and experts predict these error coins could cross the $1 million mark in the next few years as supplies vanish and collectors compete to own a piece of minting history. How do you know if you've got the right one? Here's what to look for when you examine your Mount Hood quarter. The year should read 2010, and the coin will display subtle minting anomalies, things like a double die reverse, a die crack across the mountain, or a misaligned strike that slightly shifts the image. These details, often invisible to the untrained eye, are the golden ticket. Take your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These experts authenticate and certify high-value coins. Once verified, you'll be holding not just 25 cents, but a genuine treasure worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if you're wondering, yes, the market is booming. Collectors, investors, and even luxury buyers are chasing these coins faster than ever. Just this year, several private sales have approached six-figure sums, and the buzz online is relentless. It's not just about owning a coin. It's about holding a tangible piece of American legacy. Now, I'll leave you with this. How many chances in life do you get to turn something forgotten into something priceless? Your next coin might be the key to a new home, a dream vacation, or financial freedom. Don't wait. Check your coins. Check your drawers. Check every single 2010 quarter you can find, because the next one could be the one. And remember, wealth doesn't always come from where you expect it. Sometimes, it hides in plain sight, gleaming quietly in the palm of your hand. In our next video, I'll reveal another modern US coin that's skyrocketing in value right now, and this one could be sitting in your change jar today. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join the growing community of people discovering life-changing treasures one coin at a time. Imagine reaching into your old coin jar, the one collecting dust on your kitchen counter for years, and pulling out a simple 2014 quarter. You flip it between your fingers, and it feels like nothing special. But what if I told you that this ordinary-looking coin could be worth over $877,000 today? Yes, you heard that right. A single 2014 Arches National Park quarter that could change your financial destiny forever. Before you dismiss it as just another coin story, let me assure you, this isn't some fairy tale or rumor from a coin forum. This is a real, verified, and in-demand error coin that's shaking up the collector's market across the United States. And if you think these treasures only belong to museums or millionaires, think again. They're hiding in everyday wallets, drawers, and piggy banks, possibly even yours. So, take a moment and ask yourself, what if you've been sitting on a small fortune all along? Stay with me until the end, because I'll not only reveal how this coin became so valuable but also show you how to identify it and how to sell it for life-changing money. Trust me, you don't want to miss a single detail. Now, I know what you're thinking. Come on, who actually finds coins worth nearly $1 million? Well, people just like you, retirees, single parents, veterans, even a former truck driver who found one while counting change for coffee. The American dream isn't dead. Sometimes, it's just stamped on the back of a quarter. Let's travel back to 2014. The U.S. Mint released a special edition quarter honoring Arches National Park in Utah, part of the America the Beautiful series. But during the minting process, something extraordinary happened. A small mechanical misalignment caused a rare die clash error. This means the coin's front and back designs partially struck each other, creating ghost-like impressions and distinctive flaws that collectors now crave at first glance. The coin looks normal, but under closer inspection, you can see a faint outline overlapping the arches, subtle yet unmistakable to trained eyes. That tiny imperfection transformed what should have been a 25-cent piece into a numismatic marvel. And here's where things get wild. Serious collectors, driven by rarity and passion, have paid astronomical sums for pristine error versions of this coin. As of today, verified specimens in top condition are fetching as high as $877,000 in private auctions and collector circles. Now pause for a second and let that sink in. A coin that costs less than a gumball now worth more than a luxury home. Isn't it astonishing how a small mistake can create unimaginable wealth? Kinda makes you want to check every quarter you've ever held, doesn't it? Here's a little humor break. Somewhere out there, Someone probably used an $877,000 quarter to buy a soda. Imagine that conversation. Yeah, I once bought a Coke with my retirement fund. But this isn't about luck. It's about awareness. Every valuable coin tells a story of opportunity waiting to be recognized. And for those who know what to look for, these treasures are still in circulation. That's why collectors, investors, and even luxury dealers are hunting this coin aggressively right now. So, how do you know if you've got one? Look for slight die clash marks around the inner rim and a shadowy imprint near the arches on the reverse side. If you notice anything unusual, don't clean it, don't polish it, and definitely don't spend it. Get it professionally graded and authenticated. That's where the magic and the money begins. Now let's talk about the bigger picture. The value of this 2014 Arches Error coin isn't just in its rarity. It's in what it represents. It's proof that wealth isn't always created in boardrooms or stock markets. Sometimes, it's quietly sitting in your pocket, waiting to be discovered by someone who believes they deserve more. We live in a world where financial freedom often feels out of reach. But what if I told you that every person watching this could take the first step toward a wealthier lifestyle? Not by working harder, but by working smarter. By paying attention, by learning, by being curious enough to check that coin before spending it. And here's the truth. These opportunities won't last forever. The more collectors discover these coins, the scarcer they become, and the higher their prices climb. Right now, demand is soaring. Auctions are heating up, and experts believe the next verified sale could push the value past $1 million. So, I have to ask, will you be the one who finds the next fortune? Or will you let it slip through your hands, literally, as spare change? Take a moment tonight. Empty that old jar. Look through your quarters. You might not just find a coin. You might find your ticket to a wealthier, freer life. Because sometimes, the universe hides abundance in the smallest places. Even on a coin that says Arches National Park. Stay inspired, stay curious, and keep searching. Your moment could be just one coin away. And if you want to learn how to identify and sell your rare coins for top dollar, make sure to subscribe because we're just getting started. The next coin we uncover might just make history or make you a millionaire. Imagine checking your spare change at a gas station and realizing that one small, shiny quarter in your palm could change your entire life. What if I told you that a simple 2015 Saratoga quarter, yes, the one you probably spent without thinking, could be worth $865,000 today? Sounds unbelievable, right? But the truth is, these rare minting errors have turned ordinary coins into extraordinary treasures, quietly sitting in pockets, drawers, and jars across America. Now before you roll your eyes and think, yeah, right, another get-rich-quick story, stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why collectors and investors are paying life-changing money for a coin most people overlook. This isn't just about finding a rare quarter. It's about discovering hidden wealth and realizing that sometimes, fortune really does favor the curious. So grab your coffee, sit back, and let's dive deep into the fascinating, lucrative world of rare U.S. coin errors. Specifically, the 2015 Saratoga quarter that's making headlines for being worth more than a house. The 2015 Saratoga quarter was part of the America the Beautiful series, commemorating the historic turning point of the Revolutionary War, the surrender at Saratoga. Beautiful design, rich history, patriotic meaning, but what makes some of these coins worth more than luxury cars isn't just their story. It's their flaw. Yes, you heard that right. It's the error that makes it priceless. During the minting process, a few Saratoga quarters were struck with major die rotation errors and misaligned double dies, leading to visible distortions on the coin's face. Some even have mirrored doubling around the sword handle or the date. These small, accidental details transformed a 25-cent coin into a collector's dream. Now here's where things get wild. Coin collectors, or numismatists, began spotting these rare errors in circulation, and once word spread, the hunt was on. Early examples sold for hundreds, then thousands. And as of now, one pristine error example is estimated at a staggering $865,000 in today's private collector market. You might be thinking, a quarter worth almost $1 million? That can't be real. But it is, and auction houses have documented similar jaw-dropping sales for coins once deemed ordinary. Imagine finding one and realizing your small change could pay off your mortgage. But before you rush to your change jar, take a breath. Because finding one of these coins isn't about luck. It's about knowing exactly what to look for. And here's where things get exciting. Take a close look at your quarters from 2015, especially those minted with a small P, D, or S mark under "In God We Trust." The Saratoga quarters with errors often show doubling in the sword area, misaligned dates, or a strange texture along the rim. A trained eye, or even a simple magnifying glass, can turn an everyday coin into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. And remember, the condition matters. Coins with sharp edges, no scratches, and a clean surface fetch premium prices. The difference between a $100 coin and an $865,000 one often comes down to how well it was preserved. So if you think you might have one, handle it carefully. No polishing, no cleaning, no guesswork. Store it safely and get it evaluated by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. It's almost funny. People scroll endlessly on their phones hoping to go viral, yet they overlook the small treasures sitting right in front of them. Maybe the true viral moment is the one hiding in your pocket change. Now let's step back for a moment. Why does all this matter? Because right now, in 2025, the market for rare US coins is exploding. Collectors and investors worldwide are turning to tangible assets like coins, especially error coins, as stable, high-value investments. Demand is surging, auctions are competitive, and prices, they're climbing higher than ever. We're witnessing a golden era of numismatic wealth creation. Those who understand the market, those who act fast, those who see opportunity where others see spare change, they're the ones changing their financial story forever. And here's the thing, it's not just about money. It's about connection to history. Every coin tells a story of artistry, craftsmanship, and the spirit of America itself. Owning one of these rare Saratoga quarters is like holding a piece of time, one that appreciates in both meaning and value. But here's the cliffhanger. There's a new discovery rumor spreading among collectors. An even rarer reverse die version of the Saratoga quarter might be out there, unreported and possibly worth far more than $865,000. Could it be sitting in someone's pocket right now? Could it be yours? So here's what you should do the moment this video ends. Check your quarters. Search your coin jars, your dresser drawers, even that old collection you inherited from your grandfather. Because opportunities like this don't wait. They vanish into private collections, never to be seen again. And if you do find something that looks unusual, don't hesitate. Get it verified, appraised, and documented. You could be holding the key to a completely new chapter in your financial life. Who knows? Maybe the next headline we see will be about you, the everyday person who turned a 25-cent coin into an $865,000 miracle. This isn't just about coins, it's about seeing the extraordinary in the ordinary. The world is full of hidden wealth, waiting for those bold enough to look closer. Imagine holding a coin in your hand, just an ordinary quarter, one you might have used to buy a cup of coffee or toss into a parking meter. Now imagine that same coin being worth over $954,000. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $1 million for a single quarter. Sounds unbelievable? Well, welcome to the incredible story of the 2016 Cumberland Gap $250 error coin, one of the most talked about treasures in the world of rare coin collecting today. This isn't just another rare coin story. This is about a piece of American history that's hiding in plain sight. A small mistake that turned a simple coin into a life-changing fortune. And by the end of this video, you'll not only understand why this coin is so valuable, but you'll also know how to check your own coins. Because you could be holding one of these without even realizing it. So before you go spending that old change lying in your kitchen drawer, stick around. What you're about to learn could transform the way you look at every quarter you own. The year was 2016, a time when the U.S. Mint released the Cumberland Gap National Historical Park quarter as part of the America the Beautiful series. To most people, it was just another coin. But to a few sharp-eyed collectors, something was off. A slight minting error that almost went unnoticed, until someone realized that this tiny flaw might just rewrite the coin's destiny. Now, here's where things get fascinating. The error, a subtle double die strike and misalignment in the minting process, gave birth to an extraordinary rarity. Imagine the precision of US Mint machinery, and then imagine one coin escaping perfection. That imperfection turned this quarter into a priceless artifact. And when the first 2016 Cumberland Gap error coin surfaced, the numismatic world went into a frenzy. Collectors, investors, and even historians began racing to find one. Auctions went wild, private deals skyrocketed, and eventually, the market value reached an astounding $954,000. Now, pause for a moment and let that sink in. A 25-cent coin, worth nearly $1 million. That's not just a good investment. That's a miracle in metal. And if you're wondering, could I have one? That's the right question, because these coins are still out there, in pockets, jars, and collections across the country, maybe even in your house right now. But don't rush off just yet, because before you start digging through your old change, you need to know how to identify the real treasure. And trust me, the difference between a 25-cent coin and a $954,000 coin is all in the details. By the way, if you're thinking, well, I've checked my quarters before and I never found anything, let me ask you this. Did you really look? Or did you just glance while waiting for your coffee to brew? Because these coins have fooled even the most experienced collectors. They hide in plain sight, kind of like that one sock that disappears in the dryer. Now here's the secret. The error mark on the 2016 Cumberland Gap quarter is often found around the obverse side, near the inscriptions and the rim. Slight doubling, minor misalignment, these are the golden clues. To the untrained eye, it might seem like a mint smudge. But to the trained collector, it's a signal, a silent whisper saying, you've struck gold, and the timing couldn't be more perfect. The demand for rare American coins has exploded in recent years. Collectors and investors are pouring in from across the globe, chasing that next big find, and the 2016 Cumberland Gap error coin has become the crown jewel of modern minting mistakes. Every month, new discoveries are being reported, and each one pushes the market value even higher. The last verified sale hit $954,000, but experts predict it could soon cross the $1 million threshold. That's right, the window of opportunity is closing, and every second counts. So here's the question. Will you act on it, or let it slip away? Because stories like this remind us that wealth isn't always created. Sometimes, it's discovered, hidden in plain sight, sitting in your change jar, waiting for the right person to recognize its true worth. Funny thing, isn't it? We chase success, dream of big wins, yet sometimes the key to a wealthy lifestyle could be jingling in your pocket right now. That's not luck, that's awareness. And those who are aware always win. So tonight, before you go to bed, grab that old coin jar, turn on a good light, and start looking. You might not just find a coin, you might find a story that changes your future. Because remember, the 2016 Cumberland Gap quarter started as just a piece of metal, until someone looked closer. And when they did, they found nearly $1 million staring back. If the story inspired you, don't wait. Check your change, check your collections, and stay alert. The next $1 million coin could be in your hands right now, but only if you look for it. Subscribe to this channel for more hidden treasures, insider tips, and stories that could turn your everyday finds into extraordinary fortune. And remember, every coin tells a story, but only the rare ones change lives. Imagine this. You're at a gas station, fishing through your pocket for loose change. You hand over a quarter without thinking twice, and walk away, completely unaware that you may have just given away nearly $800,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? But it's true, and today we're diving into one of the most astonishing modern coin stories of our time. The 2018 Apostle Islands quarter error, a small piece of metal that has turned everyday pocket change into a treasure worth $786,000. Now, before you think, there's no way I have one of those, let me stop you right there, because these coins are out there in drawers, in jars, in old coffee tins. And every day, more collectors and dealers are racing to find them. This is not just about luck. This is about knowing what to look for before everyone else does. But let's rewind for a moment. How did a simple quarter, something we toss around without a second thought, become one of the most coveted modern coins in America? Back in 2018, the U.S. Mint released the Apostle Islands National Lakeshore Quarter, part of the America the Beautiful series. On the surface, it's a beautiful design. A kayaker navigating the caves of Lake Superior, a serene tribute to Wisconsin's breathtaking natural wonder. But deep inside the minting process, something unexpected happened. Somewhere between the dies, a subtle mechanical misalignment occurred, a rare minting error so precise, so unique, that it gave birth to a handful of extraordinary coins. And this wasn't just a scratch or dent. This error transformed an ordinary quarter into a collector's dream. Now, here's where things get wild, because when one of these error quarters surfaced at auction, seasoned collectors couldn't believe their eyes. Bidding shot up past hundreds of thousands of dollars. And before the final gavel dropped, the coin sold for a jaw-dropping $786,000. Pause for a moment and let that sink in. A 25-cent coin, something you might use for a vending machine, commanding the same price as a luxury home. It's almost poetic, isn't it? The kind of story that reminds us that wealth can hide in plain sight. And before you think, well, those coins must all be gone by now, let me tell you, they're not. Experts estimate there are still a few of these rare 2018 Apostle Islands quarters floating around in circulation. Maybe in a roll from the bank. Maybe in your coin jar. Maybe right in your pocket. So next time you're at the laundromat, take a second look before you toss your quarters into the machine. Because you might just be washing away a small fortune. Literally. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if I have one? Here's where it gets exciting. These error coins typically show a distinct double strike, a subtle shift in the design, especially noticeable around the edges or the lettering. Some display what experts call a misaligned die, giving the quarter an off-center look that instantly catches a trained eye. Collectors and dealers are paying top dollar right now for verified examples. The demand has never been higher. With online auctions heating up and private buyers offering record sums, the window of opportunity is wide open. But, and here's the urgency, that window won't stay open forever. As more of these coins are found and certified, rarity decreases, and so can the premium value. The time to act is now. Just imagine the feeling of realizing that coin sitting in your dresser drawer is worth more than your car, or even your house. Imagine being able to turn what once seemed like spare change into the start of a new, wealthier chapter of your life. And let's be honest, who doesn't dream of discovering hidden treasure? The truth is, it's not just a fantasy. It's happening every single day to people just like you. People who decided to look closer, to pay attention, to believe that their wealth might be sitting quietly in their hands. So, after this video, grab your change jar, your wallet, your old coin collection. Examine every 2018 Apostle Islands quarter you can find, because that one small act could change everything. And if you want to learn how to identify, value, and sell rare US coins for top dollar, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, because in the next video, I'll reveal 3 more modern coins currently selling for life-changing amounts. One of them might be sitting in your home right now. Don't miss your chance. Don't let history or fortune slip through your fingers, because as long as there's change in your pocket, there's still a chance for your life to change too. Imagine this for a moment. You're buying your morning coffee, hand over a few coins, and one of them could be worth nearly $1 million. Sounds impossible, right? But that's exactly what's happening right now with the 2018 Voyageurs $2 coin. A small piece of metal that's turning ordinary Americans into overnight millionaires. Now, before you brush this off as another coin collector's myth, stay with me, because what I'm about to share could change the way you look at your spare change forever. The 2018 Voyageurs National Park Quarter, part of the America the Beautiful series, has shocked the collector's world with a rare error that skyrocketed its value on the current market to $984,000. Yes, you heard that right, a quarter worth less than a cup of coffee, now commanding the price of a luxury home. But how did this happen? Why this coin? And most importantly, could you have one sitting in a jar, hidden in plain sight? Keep watching, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and why time is running out to cash in on this once-in-a-lifetime find. Let's rewind to 2018, a year when the U.S. Mint released the Voyageurs National Park Quarter, celebrating Minnesota's breathtaking wilderness. Thousands of these coins rolled off the minting presses, but somewhere in that process, a small, almost imperceptible mistake occurred. That mistake a unique minting error involving a misaligned die and doubling on specific design details, transformed an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. Experts say this error wasn't widespread, making these rare pieces almost mythical in circulation. And here's the kicker: the public had no idea. Fast forward to today, collectors and investors alike are in a frenzy, scouring through rolls of quarters, hunting for that golden, or should I say silver, ticket. One verified specimen of the 2018 Voyager's error coin recently sold at an astonishing $984,000, sending shockwaves through the numismatic community. Think about that for a second, the kind of money that can erase debt, buy a luxury car, or even a beachfront home, all sitting quietly in someone's pocket change. Still think it's just another coin? Or are you starting to wonder what's hiding in your coin jar right now? And just when you think this couldn't get any more unbelievable, wait until you hear why these coins are expected to rise even higher in value in the coming months. Here's the truth. The demand for rare US coins is surging. Collectors from around the world are pouring into the market, desperate to grab historic error coins before they vanish into private collections forever. The 2018 Voyager's quarter is at the center of this modern gold rush. Every day, new videos, news reports, and auction listings pop up, each fueling the fire, each driving prices higher. Experts are predicting the next verified mint state error of this coin could even cross the $1 million mark within the next few months. And as history shows, when these kinds of coins disappear from circulation, their value doesn't just hold, it explodes. So what should you do right now? Simple, start looking. Check your coin jars, your drawers, your wallets. That tiny 2018 Voyager's quarter might be sitting there, waiting to change your life. And here's the part that gives me chills. These coins aren't just symbols of luck or chance. They're proof that value hides in the smallest places, and that fortune favors the ones who look closely. Now, if you're wondering exactly how to spot the error, the doubling on the design, the subtle shift in the detail of the loon and the trees, don't go anywhere. In the next segment, I'll show you clear images and the exact traits that distinguish an ordinary quarter from one worth nearly $1 million. But before that, let me ask you something. How many times have you ignored a handful of coins, thinking they were worthless? What if your next coin isn't just change, but change for your entire life? And here's the final twist. Recent reports show that several of these rare quarters are still in circulation, hidden in plain sight. Yes, they're out there, maybe in your car, your purse, or your pocket right now. So if you've ever dreamed of a life of freedom, wealth, and adventure, this might be your moment to make that dream real. Before you click away, here's what you need to do. Go through your 2018 quarters today. If you find one from Voyager's National Park, take a closer look, and if it shows any kind of doubling or striking error, don't spend it. Get it appraised, because the next person to discover one could very well be the next $1 million story. And here's the best part: in the world of coin collecting, opportunities like this don't last forever. Once these rare pieces are found, they're gone from circulation for good. So, act fast. Because while most people let fortune slip through their fingers, a few recognize it when it's staring right back at them. In the shimmer of a simple 2018 quarter, stay tuned, because in the next video, we'll uncover the exact mint marks and hidden traits to help you identify your own rare coin treasure. You won't want to miss this one, especially if you're ready to turn your pocket change into prosperity. Have you ever held a small coin in your hand and thought, could this tiny piece of metal change my life? Well, believe it or not, one US quarter from 2020 is doing exactly that. Collectors are going absolutely wild over a rare National Park quarter error, and the latest sale? An astonishing $892,000. Yes, you heard that right, almost $1 million for a single 25-cent coin. Now, before you think this is just another coin story, hold on, because this isn't about luck. It's about hidden value that's already sitting in your pockets, your old drawers, maybe even that forgotten coffee can full of change. And if you're someone who dreams of living freely, retiring early, or just unlocking the wealth that's been hiding in plain sight, this might just be the most important 10 minutes you'll spend this week. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, because before we reveal exactly what makes this coin so valuable, there's something you need to understand. In the world of rare coins, timing is everything. And right now, the demand for the 2020 National Park quarter error is exploding fast. Picture this: it's early 2020. The U.S. Mint releases the America the Beautiful National Park Quarter Series, an homage to the breathtaking landscapes that define our nation. But somewhere in that minting process, a mechanical hiccup created one of the most spectacular coin errors in modern history. Instead of being a flaw, this mistake became a masterpiece, a collector's dream. The error, invisible to the untrained eye at first glance, gives the coin a distinct anomaly that experts call a strike-through. And it's that imperfection that turned a pocket change quarter into an investment-grade collectible worth nearly $900,000 in today's market. Now, you might be wondering, how on earth can a small error make something so valuable? Here's where the story gets fascinating. In coin collecting, rarity and condition are the ultimate currency. Only a handful of these 2020 National Park error quarters are known to exist. That scarcity, combined with the story behind it, the year, the design, the historical context, has created a feeding frenzy among investors and collectors alike. Auction houses are witnessing bidding wars like never before. Wealthy investors are buying these coins not as trinkets, but as assets. And here's where the excitement and the urgency comes in. Every day, more of these coins are being bought up and locked away into private collections. Once they're gone, they're gone. Now think about this for a moment. What if one of those rare pieces is sitting right in your coin jar, waiting for you to notice? Imagine finding out that the coin you've ignored for years could fund a new home, your dream car, or your early retirement. Sounds unbelievable, right? But that's exactly what's happening to people across the country right now. And no, this isn't one of those buy-my-course moments. You don't need a PhD in numismatics or a magnifying glass from NASA. Just your curiosity, and maybe a little bit of luck. Because as funny as it sounds, sometimes the difference between 25 cents and $892,000 is just paying attention. So here's the truth. We are living in a golden era for coin collectors. The market has never been hotter. Investors are turning to rare coins as a hedge against inflation, and the 2020 National Park Quarter error has become one of the most talked about pieces in the entire numismatic world. Collectors are saying this could be the modern-day 1933 Double Eagle, a coin that defined an era of hidden wealth. And right now, experts predict its value could surge past the $1 million mark before the end of next year. So here's my challenge to you. Don't let this opportunity slip away. Go check your change. Search your drawers, your glove box, your old coin jars. You might think it's just spare change, but it could be your ticket to a wealthier future. And even if you don't find this particular quarter, the process of looking might just open your eyes to a whole world of forgotten value that's been hiding in plain sight. Because here's the inspiring part. Every great collector's story begins with curiosity, and yours could begin today. Just imagine one small discovery leading to a new lifestyle, a new chapter, and the realization that the American dream might still be alive, in the palm of your hand. And if you think this 2020 quarter is impressive, wait until you hear about the upcoming discovery that experts are already whispering about. Another modern coin error that could dwarf this one in value. But that is a story for the next video. So, if you're serious about finding out how ordinary coins are turning into extraordinary fortunes, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join me, because your next big discovery might already be jingling in your pocket. Remember, wealth isn't always about what you earn, it's about what you discover. And sometimes the road to a wealthy life starts with something as small and as powerful as a quarter.